What it do? Dream Team, it's your boy D. Neal back with another reaction video. Here we are with If You're an American Living Abroad, Tell Me Why You Will Never Go Back, Part 2. I'm always intrigued to hear the reasons people would never come back. I already know healthcare is going to be one of the reasons. All right, I'm sure that's going to play in the expensiveness. That's going to play a part. I already know somebody's going to say something about safety or gun laws or something like that. I don't know. I'm intrigued to hear the rest. But before we jump in, what I need you guys to do is subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys, and I'm human. I talk back. If you got a favorite video suggestion you want me to react to, you can subscribe to Patreon. There's a Google form link in the description. What we got?
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
I no longer have to budget for my health. When something's wrong with my body or I have a concern, I don't have to wait until I can afford it. I just go get it checked immediately. When the doctor says, hey, I'd like you to have these tests done, or hey, I would like you to go see this specialist, I no longer have to say, and how much will that cost? I don't have to do that. I would like to have a baby eventually, and when I do eventually give birth, that's not going to wreck me financially. In the US, it's anywhere between 8 to 11,000 to give birth, sometimes after your deductible. I mean, they're charging people to hold their own babies. Get out of here. In France, we do not live to work. We work to live. We have a 35-hour work week, and it's actually illegal for your boss to send you an email outside of working hours. My company gives me ticket resto, which is money that I can use every month for my meals or for my groceries, and it really adds up. I have 25 days vacation plus 11 RTT days, so that's 36 days total for time off, plus national holidays. And it is encouraged to take your vacation time. In fact, in the month of August, almost the whole country just fucks off to the south of France. Like, you will send an email to someone and your response will be, hey, out of office until September 1st, enjoy your summer. My cell phone bill is 15 bucks a month and my Wi-Fi is 20 bucks a month. Rent is so much cheaper here. I'm living in the dead center of Paris and I pay the same right now as I did for my apartment outside of Boston in Malden. Landlords cannot say no to you just because you have a cat or a dog. They're not allowed to. Why does nobody talk about that? That's fucking awesome. If you want to buy a home, interest rates are 1%. There's a program called CAF. It's for students. I never used it, but if you're a student, the government will give you money every month to help pay for your rent, between like $400 and $600, which is really cool. The food is actual food, and it's not filled with garbage. And as a result, there's not really an obesity pandemic here. There aren't really guns here, and we don't have school shootings or gang shootings. Because the drinking age is lower, most people start drinking at a young age, but like in a chill setting. So there's less alcohol-related deaths, and people don't drink to get wasted like we do in the US. Like, it's more civilized. I love being surrounded by people who are different than me. I'm learning new perspectives every single day, being humbled every single day, and it's just awesome to be in a completely different culture and actually surviving here. Plus, I can fly to other countries so easily and affordably, which is awesome. I couldn't do that in the US. I just love it here. I'm not going back.
If you're an American...
She had a lot to the friends. Friends, y'all sounded like an amazing destination, for real. I think that's what she said she was from. I knew healthcare was going to come in. I knew the gun stage was going to come in at some point. Food, I was thinking food, but I didn't want to say it for sure. But, God dang, like, she said $15 cell phone bill. She said $20 for Wi-Fi. Like, that caught me right there. 1% interest rate? What? Oh, France. Hey, this sounds like an amazing place.
I couldn't do that in the US. I just love it here. I'm not going back.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Oh God, where to bloody start? Hi, US American here who's been living in Spain for the last 3 years, and I actually get asked this question a lot, especially when I was in the States earlier this year. A lot of people ask me, will you ever move back? Short answer, absolutely fucking not. First, the healthcare here is incredibly cheap. I am not yet a permanent resident, so I don't qualify for the free healthcare. So I have to pay for healthcare through private insurance, and it costs me less than $1,000 a year for full coverage, including dental, no copays, nothing.
Sheesh.
The second thing is the overall lifestyle here is so much healthier. The food is much better quality. People go out for walks every day, and people also prioritize their lives over their work. People here work to live. They don't live to work. Not to
We
mention
just
it's a
heard that.
multilingual country and people tend to be a lot more tolerant of other cultures. I have more if you want to hear it.
If you're an American living abroad,
Nice.
please tell me why you would never go back.
This goes without saying, and I'm sure many, many other foreigners or Americans especially have said the same thing, but safety. Both as a woman, as a parent, and as someone who has lots and lots of friends, and those friends have also children who are considered minorities. I don't fear for my life, I don't fear for my children's lives, and I don't fear for my friends and their children's lives. That's a huge one for me. Another one is it is so much more family oriented here. Anywhere you go, anything you do, there's always something that is just family oriented. The workforce here is a lot better. The healthcare is way better. And the food.
Stitch this.
One thing, I figured a lot of that. But one thing I've never feared for my life as a minority, for my friend's life, or any of my friends' children's life, or any of that, I've never feared that either. And so I feel like, you know what I mean, there's certain parts, which, of course, well, my bad. But healthcare, I knew that was coming. Safety, I knew that was coming. Food, I figured that was coming.
And the food.
Stitch this. If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Okay, so not an American, I'm a Canadian, but these are the reasons why I couldn't move back home. First up, no surprise, winter is a bitch. My mood is super dictated by the seasons, and I need sun to be happy. Basically means I get like 60 days of good happiness in Toronto. Next up is I would miss beaches way too much. Toronto obviously doesn't really have many beaches. This is like the closest thing, called Hamlin's Point, and it's a place you can swim on the island. The water's a bit polluted. Some people swim in it. Personally, I have a no holes rule, so I only go up to it to my knees. And I definitely couldn't go back to having only 10 days holiday. In Canada and America, you get about 2 weeks holiday on average. In Australia, you get 4 weeks, which you can even get up to 5 weeks if you've been in a company long enough. So I'm sorry, Australia it is.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
I am an American living in Saudi Arabia, and I left America 20 years ago, and I haven't gone back once, not for a visit. And the simple reason is that I haven't had a compelling reason to make me go back, because I would not voluntarily go back, ever.
If you're an American living
It sounds like she just love where she at. She loves Saudi Arabia. Oh, I feel like that'd be a cool place
Back,
to be.
because
wanna
I
visit
would not
the
voluntarily
world.
go back,
I'm
ever.
gonna travel all
If you're an
over the
American
world
living
at some
abroad,
point in my
please
life.
tell me why you would never go back.
Since being here in Turkey, the only thing that I've had to worry about is my education. And in America, that is a privilege to worry about college while you are in college. When I was living in New Jersey, I was worried about rent,
that is.
groceries,
That's facts.
working 2 part-time jobs, and other things that I should not have to worry about as a college student taking a full-time load of classes. Like just yesterday, my roommate wasn't feeling well, and her professor picked her up and took her to the doctor and then went to the pharmacy to get her medicine and then read the label and translated it in English so she knows what she's taking. I feel like in America that really wouldn't happen. Like some professors really just don't really care if you pass your classes, let alone are you doing well physically. And I'm an exchange student, so I have to come back.
That's just gonna get looked at. Our culture, like, know what I'm saying? That's just gonna get looked at weirdly. You feel me? Like, what's a professor picking up a student for? You feel me? And it's like, I don't think it's that they don't care about their well-being. It's just that they're scared, and as bad as it sounds, I guess they fear like losing their jobs, like fear their reputation. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I think.
You pass your classes, let alone are you doing well physically. And I'm an exchange student, so I have to come back at some point, but like I don't plan on living in America forever.
Responding to the stitch, if you were an American living abroad, that is me. Why would you never go back to the United States? I will put the original creator in the comments. So there's a lot to talk about. Let's just do a speed round. Affordable healthcare. I literally went to the doctor the other day and only paid €7 for a doctor's appointment. And if I wasn't insured, this only would have cost me €20. In the US, with insurance, that would have cost me at least $30. I'm not afraid of my students pulling out a gun at the university where I work. Self-explanatory. The food. Sick days are not the same thing as vacation days. You're allowed to be sick. A full-time job here is 35 hours a week as opposed to 40 plus. You are not expected to answer work emails or do work after hours or on the weekends. The government offers financial assistance to decrease the amount of your rent if you make a low enough income. Tenants here have rights. I could break my lease and not face any financial consequences. Just in general, there's way more vacation days. Things like climate change are not up for debate. In general, people here are just way more sustainably conscious. For example, if you go to the grocery store, everybody's just expected to have their own bags, and if you don't have your own bag, then you have to pay for one. And finally, public transportation here is way more reliable, at least in Paris. So yeah, if I can help it, I'm never going back to the US.
If you're an American living abroad,
I ain't trying to pay for no bags, you feel me? Oh, no, but she gave some good reasons. She gave the first 3 that I figured, and then the rest of them were good reasons. I feel that.
So yeah, if I can help it, I'm never going back to the US.
if you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Okay, no hate to this creator whatsoever. I'm actually going to answer this question in another stitch. I'll put that in the comments so you can find it. But I do quickly want to point out 3 different privileges that come along with this question. Number 1, huge reason why I'm able to live in France long term is because of my US American passport. So yeah, I don't want to go back to the US, but being from the US is a huge reason why I'm able to leave in the first place. Second point, there are a ton of people in the United States who are from the United States who have the US American passport who still are not able to leave, even if they want to. And my third and final point, there are a ton of people all around the world who are trying to get to the United States. Oftentimes they will be going through an excruciatingly long process in order to just make it there. Often that process never comes to fruition. Some people can't even apply in the first place. So I don't say all of this to prevent any critiques towards the US. There's a lot to critique. But I do just want to make sure that I'm being mindful of the privileges that come along with being a US American citizen. Especially one that does not want to go back.
If you're
We appreciate. See, I appreciate that. No hate to the U.S. You feel me? There's things to critique, but I understand the privileges of being a U.S. citizen. Come on now, I like it.
That come along with being a U.S. American citizen, especially one that does not want to go back.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
Healthcare. I've lived abroad now for, I think, going on 12 years. I've lived in South Korea, Australia, Colombia, and now in Germany. And without a doubt, the number one reason I still live abroad is healthcare. I have several chronic health conditions, including asthma. And here in Germany, I get my inhalers, my albuterol, for free, which was like mind-blowing when that first happened, when I was living, I think, in Korea at the time. But yeah, I get my inhalers for free. As a master's student here, I paid €85 a month for comprehensive health insurance. And during that time, I also had an experimental ear surgery. I had a very severe ear issue, which is very rare. And yeah, I had an experimental surgery and I got an apology letter from my health insurance apologizing that I had to pay €10 for staying an extra night in the hospital. €10. They apologized.
That's crazy, man. I love hearing people's reasons, just why they would never go back. It sounds like a lot of people just love where they're at, and that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I mean, there's reasons to critique the U.S. for a lot of people, and I understand those reasons. Don't get me wrong. You feel me? I still love the USA, but I don't understand. That's all we got for this one, though. If you guys got a favorite video, anything you want to see him react to, you can subscribe. I'm sorry. You can subscribe to Patreon and make a suggestion, or in the description section there's a Google form link. Hit the link, fill out your suggestion, send it to me. You want me to get yours faster? I'll just fill out premium, and make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are up top. You want to subscribe to any of it? Put the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.